Hello, folks. One thing we haven't covered yet in looking at a triangle, so we have a right triangle here, and that means there's a right triangle means there's an angle here, like a 90 degree. So this is the hypotenuse, of course. But so if we have an angle here, and there it is, there might be an opposite over here and an adjacent over here. And let's say we knew these two right here. These are known. So this is a little bit different. You'll see here in a minute. So let's say this is, I don't know, let's say this is 12 and that this side is something like, let's say it's just 5. So this height right here is, let's say, 5 inches or something. And this is 12 inches. It doesn't matter if it's inches, feet, whatever, as long as they're all in the same unit. So we got 12 inches over here, 5 inches over here. So if you look at this angle, to this angle we have an opposite and a hypotenuse. So that would mean sine, by the way. So sine of some angle is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. That was the equation we've already talked about. Now, the only thing is that we always knew an angle and we didn't know one of these. Here, what if we know both of these right here? So opposite is 5 and hypotenuse is 12 and is equal to sine of some angle. So if I take a calculator, and I'm just going to pop over here and I'm going to show you that I can find a calculator app. Calculator. Pay close attention, by the way. This is in radians when you first go here, so I got to switch that to degrees, okay? But right now we're just going to take 5 divided by 12 anyway, and just see what that is. And that's 0.416. If we round it, that should be a 7 because there's a 6 right next to it. So 417. So let's just go ahead and write that. So that's 0.417. If they want you to find this, and that could be letter A, B, C, theta, whatever. So this unknown thing, x, whatever you want to call it, this unknown thing, they want you to find that. Now you think you did. You're like, there it is. That's not right, actually. The sign of that is this. I don't want to know what the sign of that is. I just want to know what this is. So how do we do that? Well, the way to do it would be sine. You have to just literally, you're going to have this right here. Sine of something, we don't know what it is equal to 0.417, right? So we got here. And we're like, how do I find this by itself, this thing here? And what you have to do is reset this equation up. It's just a mathematical property, and it says that this angle that you're looking for is equal to the arc sine or the inverse sine of 0.417. Okay? So that's the answer. But how do we do this in a calculator? It's actually not too crazy. If we go, that's my calculator. Let's go to the internet one so everybody kind of use the same one. What you do is, you see the sign right here? We're going to click INV, and then it changes to inverse sine. We're going to click it. Oops, I don't know what happened there. Inverse, let's click inverse sine or arc sine. See that? So inverse sine or arc sine. And then in here, I'm going to type in the 0.417 and then push equals, and it's 24 degrees. As long as you're in degrees here, make sure you're in degrees. And that's 24.6 degrees. So the answer, the angle, is equal to 24.6 degrees. And that's all there is to it. So if I do one cosine one, let's say we end up with a cosine of x, I don't know what x is equal to, let's say, I'm just going to give you the number. Why divide two numbers when I could just give it to you? Let's say 0.600. And I'm going, what is x equal to here? Well, then you would say x is equal to the cosine -1 of 0.600. Okay, and then we just stick it in a calculator. So let's do that. Clear. Let's click inverse cosine, make sure it's the right one. It is. And then we're going to go to 0.600 is equal to 53 degrees. 53 degrees is equal to x. Okay, because remember, it says the cosine of x is equal to this. So if I take x, the number, whatever it is, this angle, and I do the cosine of it, it'll equal this. But I just want to figure out what this is, so we have to do this inverse kind of working backwards tool, you know? So let's do one more, and then we'll do a tangent. Tangent of some angle, I don't know, we'll call it A, is equal to 0.500. Okay, so what is A? A is equal to tangent -1 of 0.500. So let's figure out what A is equal to. Let's go back to the calculator. Clear. Tangent. Nope, not tangent. We're going to go to inverse. That's the one we need right here. We need the tangent -1. That's my alarm. And then, so we click the arctangent. I'm already there, arctangent. And then 0.500 is equal to 26.56. So we'll say 26.6 degrees. 26.6 degrees. There's a point there. And that's all there is to it. So we're just using this tool is all. All right. So I'll give you some sample problems here in the homework.